Hi everyone, it's Pete here from the Pain Toolkit, and look, I've got a new friend. It was a really nice dude actually. I bumped into, I think it was the year before last, Seb, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so. It's
Yeah.
time's flown by. Yeah.
Hey, listen, let me tell you how I bumped into Seb, who's from over there in Canada. He booked up to come on one of the Pain Toolkit courses, and I soon figured out that this, guy had booked up to go on the course. I didn't realise until really late that he was living in Canada, in Calgary. And so I thought, I would have, he was, I don't think it would have been crazy time for him to, it would have been in the middle of the night for him. So anyway, what I did, I contacted Seb and said, whereabouts are you from? And he said, I kept from Calgary. And I said, listen, dude, I'll do it in York so it's more convenient for you. And then that's how it really started. Then it said, so
Yeah. Yeah.
um, listen, until you're one of the odd, what I call it, odd healthcare professionals that you're actually a chiropractor, but you want to do more along the lines of being a pain self-management coach. So what made you want to do the course in the first place?
Yeah. So for me, really what got me into wanting to be effective at teaching people to self-manage their pain was growing up. My mom, she went from being active gym goer, going every single day, getting to the point of using a walker, being afraid to pick up a 7 pound dog. She had every injection you can imagine, spinal surgery, spent I don't even know how much money on like various types of physiotherapy, chiro, et cetera, et cetera. So I felt there had to be a better way, and eventually over the years, as I was starting reading more research and that self-management is really the way forward. Um, I really wanted to embrace that, but I didn't really know the best way. I didn't have the confidence um, to really guide people with that. So yeah, that's why I signed up for your course, Pete, and it's been great ever since. It was instrumental for my progress going forward.
Well, yeah, I mean, I actually enjoyed it. Actually, I know it's a bit. I think it was about 2 o'clock in the morning for me,
Yeah, yeah,
I really enjoyed and chatting to you, teaching you for coaching you for a couple of hours or so. I think I don't know how long we were, but I think it might have the clock. But who cared? I didn't really care. I think you was a good student. But listen, so how's it going? With listen, getting people to self-manage is still, because they're so anchored into the medical model. I mean, what's it been like for you to get patients involved in pain supported self-management? Has it been tricky, or I mean, how you been honing your skills, etc.? How's it been going?
yeah. It is tricky. As you said, the medical model, traditional medical model is just so prevalent, and trying to undo some of the narratives and the traditional I need to be fixed, someone needs to fix me approach. It's an uphill battle. It's on one end where um, we have to combat the narratives and the traditional practices from um, GPs who don't typically have the time, and on the other end, we're really have to address the underlying beliefs that patients have been trained to have. Um, so absolutely, it's something I still struggle with. One of the most effective things that I've found for once, a patient is in my doors and maybe there's some skepticism about this self-management thing. Once I've said the word, they're like, what's this? Seems like a lot of work, et cetera, et cetera. Um, is kind of reflecting their story back to them. Um, putting it in their shoes in terms of, okay, well, you've done this, this, and this. It hasn't really worked for you. Maybe I can show them that the pain cycle that was originally in
Yeah,
your course there, Pete, and say,
yeah.
what do you think about this? And this leads to this, and that leads to that. Like, does any of this, like, do you find yourself a little bit in here? And generally, or well, basically almost always, they'll say, yeah, no, I do feel that. I usually get stuck at this one. And then right there, you have some common ground and a little bit more buy-in. You're just chipping away at the buy-in, and then Another one, again, you generally figure this out pretty quick when a patient's telling you their story. But then you can show them the boom bust cycle, and they're like, "Oh yeah, no, that's me. I do that." And then they, generally, they're like, okay, this guy kind of different approach. Seems like he knows what he's talking about. He's reflecting everything I'm saying back to him, and that definitely helps get the buy-in. And it's sometimes it takes more than one appointment, absolutely, to really coach patients to really embrace it. But I'd say those are kind of the top things I do with the patient in front of me to help move the chains. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, listen, you tell me, so we've sort of known each other for a few months now because you've been coming regularly to the pain toolkit conversations that we've been doing over, I think a year or so now.
Yeah.
And so you've met other people like yourself who are promoting self-management, etc. And I mean, I know you want to. You know, okay, you got the title of being a chiropractor, etc., but you want to steer away from that now. You feel that you want to move more into becoming a more of a coach, really, supporting patients to as I call it, get themselves back on track, back on the back in their driving seat, etc. Like, you know.
Yeah.
So how does that going?
It's, you know, it's, being a coach, I'll say, I'm really starting to, as you said, lean away from using the word chiropractor and really focusing on the pain self-management coach side of things. Unfortunately, it is what it is. Chiropractors are really associated with, someone you say the word chiropractor, 99% of people are going to think cracking your back.
Yeah.
And I really, that's, don't get me wrong, it's, maybe the first time is fun. It's a bit like bubble wrap. Uh, but, it gets old pretty quick, in my eyes. Um, and really where I feel most natural, I always say with patients, like my favorite sessions are the ones where I don't touch patients, right? It's just like, let's just talk, chat, really get to know each other, goals, that sort of thing. And that's where I feel most natural. So it's a little bit difficult to uh, having that title as a chiropractor to get people to trust, have a little more trust in me. Um, but we're getting there. Slowly but surely, referrals are building up as people have gotten some results that they haven't gotten after years and years and years of trying other stuff. So I'm just keeping trying to chip away at it, and I know we'll get there eventually.
You will, and it's a good journey you're on. And hey, listen, this has been we're recording this on the 27th of Jan 2025, and coming up, I think next week is Pain Supported Self Management Week at myself. And one of your neighbours there has helped me organise Keith Meldrum over there in Kelowna in British Columbia. So what do you have you got anything planned that to promote pain self management? Are you going to be doing any sort of broadcasting in some way or posting information out there? Have you got
Yeah,
what have
so
you got planned?
one of a resource that I use quite frequently is sharing your pain toolkit, Pete. It's a simple
It's nice of you.
five. Yeah, it's a very simple five. These are if a patient can generally get good at these five things, they're going to go a long way. And the book lays it out really concisely. So I use that a lot, and then definitely going into this next week. Um, overall, right? It's a very cost effective thing to really um, help patients be exposed or better grasp some key concepts. So letting patients know about that, I encourage any practitioner to learn more about this process and get patients involved in it. There's so many resources available to help patients, and just because you're sharing a resource made by another clinician or someone like Pete, it doesn't take away from your own value and your own skill set. It actually adds to it, and patients always appreciate that you are aware of these resources and willing to share them.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, since we did since we had that course, it must have been 2023, I think, something like I
I think
can't.
so. Yeah.
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 Well, we've got the Paint Toolkit Academy now, so and the reason so I didn't have to get up at 2 o'clock in the morning again, but myself and uh, myself and a physiotherapist here called Katie Napton, we started putting together a platform where that course was is now on in within the Pain Toolkit Academy, and so people, healthcare professionals, can do what we did, on that one-to-one basis, but do it on a course they can do it in their own time. It's very visual, lots of stuff going on, and next week on I think it's the 3rd of February we're launching a patient version of that. So people living with persistent pain, they can attend, they can do the course as well. It's very affordable. We're not, the Pain Toolkit Academy is, we made it into a non-for-profit organisation. So, because all we want to do really is fill that chasm, like, with where healthcare professionals don't get to learn about self-management while they're in med school. But so we're trying to say fill that gap, etc. But I was just thinking here, perhaps next week during Pain Self Management Week, you can myself and Keith. I know we're going to be doing some Instagram lives. Perhaps you want to hook up with us guys, and
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, that sounds cool. So you can have a chat, to tell people there again what you're up to and whatnot. Hey, listen,
Yeah.
I'll tell you what I really like about what you do over there. You're a walker, aren't you? You do a lot of
Yeah.
the photos that you put on your Instagram account are awesome. Like, where you're up in the old like what they call it, would you class them as the Canadian Rockies? Is it or
Rocky Mountains. Yeah. Canadian Rocky Mountains.
yeah? But hey, listen, we'll wrap it up there, okay? But we can always do another one of these. But yeah, so I'll organise with you when me and Keith are hooking up, and perhaps you can come onto it as well. I think you can have up to 3 people on Instagram live, so we'll do
Yeah.
that. But anyway,
Perfect.
we'll see
Yeah.
you again on, say Seb comes on to the Paint Talkie conversations. There, we normally do them once a month. So anyway. Um, Seb, thanks very much for tuning in, and thanks everybody for watching. I'll be posting this soon on iMovie and make it a little bit of a movie, dress it up a little bit. And also, I'll make an audible version for those of you out there who like their information in an audible way, that so you can hear it, and also for people with visual impairment. So take care, everyone. Seb, have a groovy day, and look after yourself. Take care. Ciao.
Yeah. You too, Pete. Take care.
Ciao.